Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for PSY-45 research methods for Saturday, September 30th. Just going to go over a few reminders and clarifications like I always do to help you stay on top of things, so try to keep it short and sweet. So let's get started. First up here, I wanted to say I really was impressed by a lot of the discussion posts you had there for Chapter 7 on that What Would You Do video, which was used to illustrate the pros and cons of doing field studies. So I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of you made some pretty interesting comments, and I do appreciate your candor because part of that content that video was pretty distressing and certainly relevant to today, so I appreciate the work you put in there. Next up here, as you know, your Unit 2 exam is coming up this Wednesday next week there on October 4th, so make sure that you take advantage of that study guide you'll find there on our Canvas course page right there at the bottom of Unit 2, and do pay careful attention to those two areas on the study guide that you'll find italicized with asterisks all around it. As I told you in class, and as you already know from our first exam, that's the content that your two short answer essay questions will be based upon. And this time around, it's Chapter 5 on the characteristics of probability and non-probability sampling, and also why do we tend to use non-probability samples in psychological research. Remember, there are 3 characteristics of each of those types of sampling methods there, but if you memorize one set of characteristics, you automatically know the other ones because they're pretty much exact opposites of each other. And everything you need to know is in Chapter 7, which we talked about earlier in class this week there on how to control confounds so they don't cause any problems there. You may recall holding the variable constant, matching randomization with random assignment, so make sure that you can describe how each of those techniques actually works to wrangle those variables from becoming potential confounds there. Next up here, don't forget, and you got this in your reminder announcement about the exam earlier this week, that your MindTap assignments are going to be due right before the exam starts on Wednesday, October 4th. So by 12:30 p.m. you need to have those done, so make sure you get those turned in. And don't forget to bring your your group grading form. A little tired here, and so make sure you have those ready to turn in there so you can turn in the grades that you get for the people that you are working with there in your group. Next up here, on Wednesday after the exam, we are going to go ahead and start our next unit of material, starting with Chapter 8. That's our first design chapter, which is called Between Subjects Designs, or BS Designs, affectionately as we call them. A little pun there, but it's true. It's what they're called for short. So we will start that content there Wednesday. Next up here, don't forget that your outline, the second component of your APA-style literature review paper, that's not coming due this coming week, but it's due the following week. So a week from this coming Wednesday, October 11th, there, as I've told you in class, make sure you've got that ready to turn in there. You'll find all the instructions you need in the dedicated APA Lit Review module. It's right below the Unit 5 content on our Canvas course page. You'll scroll down all the way below Unit 5. There you'll see the APA module. Open up the instructions for Component 2. That is the outline at the very top, like you saw for the first part of the paper instructions. There's a little short how-to video where I walk you through with screenshots and narration and literally show and tell you what to do and show you all the resources available on the instruction page there so you know exactly where things are and what's going to help you there. So it'll really save you a lot of time and answer a lot of your questions, so please do watch that video. And also be careful to incorporate any feedback you got from Part 1 of our paper there. So a number of you had some issues with the APA style and formatting of your references. Those issues are normally really easily remedied, and I gave you pretty detailed feedback so you can fix those problems there, so make sure you do that. I don't want to see anybody get dinged the second time around for the same mistakes that you could have easily corrected, so please make sure you take those into consideration. And also, when you start writing your outline there, make sure that you actually cite your references. To cite your reference means you're going to refer to it as a source when you create sentences to compose parts of your outline there. Normally, this means you're going to have the author or authors' names in parentheses, followed by a year of publication, followed by a page number if there is an actual page number that you're quoting from there. If you're quoting material there, if you're not quoting, you don't have to worry about a page number there, but do take a look at that because you do need to incorporate all 10 of your references. You need to say something about one of them at least, each one of them, pardon me, at least once, or it's a problem there. So this is going to ultimately be a review of the literature. Your outline is the framework to help you flesh all that out. So make sure you incorporate all 10 references there, and do not sort sizes. Do not sort cite sources that you do not have in your list of 10 references there, so please be careful about that there. Again, this is a review of the literature you found, that is your 10 references, so don't say things about sources you don't have in your references, because that really does defeat the purpose, so please be careful to do that. And when you cite your sources there, make sure you don't quote, only quote them, because quoting isn't writing, so block after block of quoting is not writing. Some quoting is okay, of course, but if all you have are quotes, it's going to ding you for a lot of points, so do be careful. You will find a rubric there as part of the instructions in that outline set up there, so do take a look at that so you know how you might lose some points there. So do be careful. Again, the most important thing is to incorporate all of your references. Don't do a lot of quoting, and make sure that you don't cite sources you don't have in your references. Those are the big mistakes people make there, so please be careful about that. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for this time. If you need anything in the meanwhile, please reach out via email on Canvas and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I'll see you in class on Monday, and take care until then. Bye-bye.